Hello everyone, Ranjitha here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with a very simple and basic tutorial. I am going to teach you how to do decoupage on faux leather with lots of tips and tricks. For this you will need a faux leather base, some kind of decoupage glue or Mod Podge, brushes to apply your glue, your choice of decoupage napkin and a sealant. So first I am taking this faux leather base here. This would be a passport sleeve. I have cut out my tissue into size and now I am peeling it carefully. In my previous tutorials on decoupage, I've shown you how to carefully cut your tissues for even application. So I've done the same and now I've peeled off all the excess layers. I'm making sure my base is clean and I'm roughly placing my tissue and planning my placement. Then I'm taking some Mod Podge here. You could use any decoupage glue. And then I'm applying a very thin coat of even layer of Mod Podge on my base. The key here is that you should not have too much of glue or you should not have too less of a glue so that your tissue doesn't adhere. So make sure you have an even layer of glue all over the surface. I'm making sure it is a thin even layer. And now I'm carefully placing the tissue on the surface. I am not pressing the tissue, I am just lightly applying the tissue, making sure that you do not have any folds. Then I am taking a piece of plastic wrap here and then I am making sure that I adhere the tissue properly to the base, pushing all the bubbles in the outward direction. I am using a plastic wrap here because that way I will have very less chance of tearing my tissue that is underneath, and also it will be a perfect transfer with absolutely no bubbles. So as you can see here, I haven't applied enough glue at the edge of the tissue. So I am again placing my tissue on top of the glue and then I am taking the plastic wrap and then with my fingers I am pushing all the bubbles outward so that my tissue adheres perfectly. That's it, our tissue is now properly adhered onto the faux leather surface. It is very easy. I have given it enough time to dry. Now all I have to do is blend this tissue into the background. If you're not very confident with blending the colors, you could cover the entire surface with the tissue. But I didn't want to cover the entire surface with the tissue. Also, the size of my tissue was smaller than the base. So for that, I'm now blending some colors in the shades matching with the tissue. And then I will be blending it along the sides of the tissue. The key here is that always go with a lighter shade if you're in doubt. Always you can build in your colors and also make sure that you take a little paint onto the tissue as well. This will make sure that the tissue blends properly with the surface. So I'm doing the same here. First I've mixed a very light shade of yellow tinge here and I'm randomly applying it all over the base and also in some areas of the tissue so that the base looks very even and continuous with the tissue. There is no right way or wrong way of doing it. Just go with your flow and do what your mind takes, but make sure that you do not build up too much of colors at once. All you need to do is go layer by layer and make sure that your paint dries in between each layer. So here as you can see, I am making a continuation of the Eiffel Tower here. So I am mixing a very light shade of grey and blending it into the background. Like I told you, always go with a lighter shade when you're in doubt and also build up layers one at a time. Don't try to make all the blending at once. So I'm mixing all my colors here and then I'm going layer by layer. I'm using regular acrylic paints here. However, you could use chalk paints or any medium of your choice. Occasionally when I feel the colors are too harsh, I go with a lighter shade and drew some dry brush strokes to lighten the background color. Now I'm painting some bushes and grass in the foreground. This would kind of fill up my base and will also blend the tissue properly with the background. To make it look more realistic and natural, I will also be adding some shadows. So for that I'm taking hint of black here and just slightly adding shadows here and there. This would bring in so much more life to our blending and would also make it look as though it is just the continuation of the tissue. Once I am done with my blending, I am giving enough time for the paints to dry, and after that I will cover the entire surface of tissue and the base with a thin layer of Mod Podge. This will seal my tissue, and once when my layer of Mod Podge is completely dry, I will go ahead and give an even coat of varnish as well. This will protect my tissue and the paint as well. It is very important to seal your work because you need to preserve your tissue, and tissue is a kind of paper. So to make your projects water resistant, you need to seal it with a layer of decoupage glue or Mod Podge first, and then after it is dried, you need to give a coat or 2 coats of varnish because it prevents it from wear and tear and also from yellowing of the surface. With this, we finished the complete decoupage on a faux leather base. That's it for today's video. I hope you liked this project and you will also give this art form a try. If you like my content, don't forget to consider subscribing to my channel and also like and share these videos. You can see the close-up images of the finished project here. I really liked how beautiful this turned out. It would be a perfect gift for a couple. Thank you so much for stopping by. I will be back soon with some more interesting crafty videos. Until then, happy crafting. Bye.